It's 2 in the morning. I cannot sleep. I'm feeling a lot of emotions. Today is February 16th, I think, 2K25. So happy Sunday, you beautiful people. I went to church today, and because of Valentine's Day and it being February, they wanted to, I guess, focus in on relationships and being single and being married and what that looks like as a Christian. And today, the service was specifically for singles. And then after service, there was a kind of like a singles mixer, I guess, but specifically to the single folks of the church. And one of the things that I took away from that, I wish I had my notes in front of me, but one of the things I took away from today's sermon is having the right vision. And that's a big thing that I've been praying God for, is making sure that my will and his will are aligned. But I've been asking specifically about my vision. Right now I have no vision. And what vision I do have is not fruitful. But as far as relationships are concerned, I don't really have a vision for what a relationship, what I want out of a relationship. I used to. And then over time I got hurt, and then I stopped believing in that vision, and I started accepting a new reality where I didn't want to get married. I did not want to have kids. I am now at a point where it's going to be hard to shake that off, because I know that the Bible does call us to be one with someone else, right? Paul does call us to be single if we're so called to be single, and that there's a lot you can do in your season of singleness, which is great, and I'm doing my part, but he made Adam and Eve, and everybody needs a helper, and I want my helper, and I've been called from a young age to find my helper, and from a young age I wanted to get married and have a litter of children and stay at home, and I am so far off from that vision. I'm 29. I can barely boil water. It's a miracle I managed to clean the daylights out of my apartment today, hence the vacuum. And just chilling. And also the random dip. I should have very much taken that downstairs, but it's just randomly there. And I've written off the idea of kids a long time ago, especially after this last relationship I was in, because he had a kid and I was made out to believe that I'm not going to be a good mom one day, which is ludicrous. I would make a fantastic mom one day, and I'm confident of that. I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy road, but I don't know. I just feel like that when God made me and God made my purpose and assigned my assignments to me, being a wife and a mom was on that, on that to-do list. But it's just a matter of getting aligned with that vision again and embracing that idea, and also being okay with proclaiming that I want to be married and that I want a family and that I want to be a loving, nurturing, kind, gentle mother and wife. And that it's not embarrassing to want to say that out loud, that it's not cringy, that it's not unobtainable, that it's not a crazy concept in 2025. But yeah, I just need to become more aligned with that. I've just fallen so far off from that course, because ultimately the man I want to marry wants a loving wife and wants a family and wants to be a leader of a family, not just of him and his wife and some pets. He wants to be a protector of a family. He wants to honor and lead his family. And I'm going to get so much pride and joy out of watching my husband do that. So I just need to get back on track on that. So in order to do that, let's find what it means to be a Proverbs woman, shall we? Because I've read about being a Proverbs woman. The idea of being a Proverbs woman, beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. Also, very busy lady. A very disciplined and very busy lady. But you can find all about a Proverbs wife in Proverbs, I believe it's chapter 31. And I have highlighted the key notes, in my opinion, what it means to be a godly wife based off of Proverbs 31. But the first one being she's trustworthy. And she has a trustworthy relationship with her partner, with God, and she is kind about it. She's not bitter about it, but she has a trustworthy relationship. So she's loyal, she's transparent, she's honest, she acts in a way of integrity. That one's tough for me. And something that they touched base on today during the sermon, and during the little singles mingle. That's not what they called it, that's just what I'm referring to it as. During the little singles mingle, oh man, where was I going with that? Trustworthy relationship. Oh, that when you have strayed away from God for a hot minute and are coming back to being a little baby Christian again. That there are a lot of old habits that I'm going to have to break and kind of just start over with a clean slate. And that's going to be tough, especially considering how I'm feeling in this very moment because of an ex relationship. Neither one of us were loyal. Neither one of us were faithful. Neither one of us were fully considerate and or respectful and or loyal to the other. We both take fault. And being trustworthy. That one's gonna be tough, mainly because my self-esteem has taken a tremendous hit. Because I don't consider myself to be trustworthy considering my actions in this past relationship. But it's just a matter of starting over and asking God to work in my heart and just being loyal and honest and trusting the other person to not run away or hurt me so that I'm not coming up with a million backup plans. And that, my friends, is on being honest and transparent here on this channel. But we all have our faults. And Father God, please, please give me someone who is trustworthy so that I can also show up and reflect their trustworthiness. Please have a man that leads with honesty and integrity so that I can also show up being honest and transparent and loyal. Please provide me with someone where I don't need to come up with backup plans and change my mind and heart so that that's not my first resort. So that you're my first resort. The second thing about a godly wife, moving on. She works eagerly. If you were to ask my coworkers how many times a day I say how little I want to do any work. I'm not a very eager beaver, to say the least. I'm not eager to clean the house. I'm not eager to take the animals for WALK. I'm not eager to go to the office. I'm eager to go home. I'm eager to go to sleep. I'm eager to play The Sims. I'm not very eager to work. I'm a very lazy human being. But a Proverbs woman, she's up in atoms. Yeah. I don't know how, other than asking God, how to work eagerly, how to be excited about showing up to work, other than being grateful, being grateful I have a job that I get to show up for, being grateful that I have a home to clean eagerly for, being grateful that I have a body that I get to do exercise eagerly for. So gratitude, turning to God for strength. Gratitude. Okay. The Proverbs woman. She is a grateful lady. She's a grateful lady because why else are you so eager? But all good things are a blessing from God. Jobs are a good thing. Homes are a good thing. Bills are a good thing. They don't feel like it sometimes, but they're a good thing. And you should be grateful. And I have a tendency to not be grateful. I have a tendency to complain. I have a big tendency to complain. So, we'll work on that this week and moving forward, but specifically this week. She cooks. Ooh. Oh. I have cereal downstairs, but I don't even have the milk to make a bowl of cereal with. So, I'm gonna learn to cook. This year we learned to cook. We have to. It scares me because I'm not very good at it. I am a very hesitant lady when it comes to the kitchen. I was very spoiled growing up. My mother and grandmother's love language, specifically after arguments and or fights, was showing up with plates of food. And then if you were to ask them to like assist in the kitchen, they would be so happy and grateful that you asked to help and then get mad at you for anything you tried to do in the kitchen. So you were just there for like moral support and or entertainment, and or therapy. But anyway, I'm gonna learn to cook this year because I have a family I'm gonna have to feed in the future. I have a husband I'm gonna have to like nourish after a day of work. Also, I need to impress my husband before he becomes my husband, and it's very hard to impress a man when all you can do is give him a glass of water, tap water at that, because I don't buy bottled water. So yeah, a Proverbs woman cooks. God, I don't even know how to ask you for help with that one, because I've watched the Food Network my entire life and that has gotten me nowhere. So, I don't even know how I'm gonna, you know what? A Proverbs woman cooks, and I'm gonna get to it. She leads other women. This one is a little more in my wheelhouse. I do feel a little bit more comfortable when it comes to leading, mainly because of the affirmations I was told as a young whippersnapper in school, that I have a very strong leadership quality about me. And I do like that. And I agree from time to time. Over the years, I have started to doubt myself, and I think that my communication skills are absolutely garbage. But over time, I do plan on improving my communication skills. One, for my relationships, both romantic and platonic and professional. But also for y'all. You know, I need to make these a little more concise, a little more focused, and I don't know how good I am at that. But hopefully by making these videos, I'm leading, by continuing to show up to my little like women's group at church. I can like find opportunities to step in and lead. And leading doesn't always seem like being the line leader of a group or being the spokesperson, but sometimes kind of being the mediator, or being the person that lets everybody else's strengths like be showcased, even if that means yours has to be put on the back burner, because quite frankly, yours is showcasing the brightest by letting everyone showcase their best talents. So that one I'm not fearful of. It's the domestic aspects that make me more nervous. Provides for her family. Again, not something I'm so nervous about. I am very comfortable in the workforce. I'm very comfortable, God forbid, God willing, I don't have to look for a new job. But emergencies happen, or we need more money and I need to find a second job or a new job altogether. I'm very confident not only in my personal ability, but in God's goodness, in being able to provide for my family. So I'm good in that aspect. Wakes up before the sunrise. That one's the toughest. Out of all of them. Out of all of them. Out of all of them. That one's the toughest. You want me, Father Jesus God, to wake up every day at 4:30 en la mañana? Maybe even 5. Okay, cool, I get that. For reference, it's 2 in the morning right now. So if I was a proper Proverbs woman, I'd have to be awake in like 3 hours, not even. That's tough. And I understand that I could go to bed earlier. That's cool. I agree. And I will do that moving forward to the best of my ability. But fam, waking up that early is tough. And I do like the morning routine I have so far. Just walking downstairs, messing with the animals, making my cup of coffee. Fun, fun, fun. But, oh my God, 4:30 in the morning. We can do it. But when I have a baby, I'm not going to get any sleep. So I might as well start getting my body used to waking up at 4:30 in the morning. And then when that little baby grows up to be like a toddler baby, and then a little kid baby, and they have to go to school and stuff, it's going to be beneficial to me to already be in the habit of waking up at 4:30 en la mañana, because I'm still going to want to do my like self-care stuff before I have to drop off the kids to school, or when like the rest of the world starts waking up and I have doctor's appointments, or the kid has a project and we need to run to Walgreens all of a sudden for like one of those trifold things, like for like a school project. It's just in my best interest, I think, to start waking up at 4:30 in la mañana every day, but that's gonna suck. She invests wisely. I invest my money in garbage. Mind you, a lot of my money has been going, oh my gosh, she is just so cute. Little Gracie. A lot of my money has been going towards like furniture for the apartment, but a lot of it has also been going towards junk food and addictions and garbage, quite frankly. So I should start investing my money in things that matter. I am tithing a lot more. Girl, you just started going back to church. I started tithing, period, end. So that makes me feel better. But yeah, I have been a little reckless with my spending, and I need to invest my money better. I have had the luxury of not having someone check me, and one day I will. And it's better to get into the habits now than later, I think, for the sake of my future husband and my future babies. I think if I interpreted this correctly, I'm also supposed to have a business. I don't know if YouTube would count as my business. I don't know if I start crocheting my little knuckles off and all of a sudden crochet takes off and it becomes a business. I don't know if one day I finally open up the bookstore that my brain fantasizes about and that becomes a business. But yeah. But I'm putting that under investing wisely. She's strong. Probably physically, so I should get my little happy tush back into the gym because right now we are just flabby. There's no muscle definition, quite frankly, whatsoever. But I'm also assuming that the Bible is referring to spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically strong. Right now, I lack willpower and discipline in every aspect of my life. Quite the opposite of a Proverbs woman. So yeah, I need to get back to the gym. I need to get deeper into the word. I need to go to therapy for the emotional aspect of things, because right now, even in this moment, I'm feeling anger and sadness and hope, and I don't even know how to navigate these feelings, and I don't want to burden my husband with having to, I guess, I don't know, soothe me of these symptoms, of these feelings. I should be able to do so in a godly, mature, stable way that doesn't, I guess, not burden someone, because you should still be able to like emotionally trust your partner with your problems, but not, I don't know, just add too much additional stress or weight. I want to be able to offer peace to my partner even when I am in the midst of anxiety, I guess. But yeah, strength. She trades with the community. That could be a good word, that could be services, that could be goods, that could be anything. But even being connected to the community in order to trade and barter would be wise. So again, continuing to go to these church events, continuing to show up to church, and continuing to post on YouTube, which I haven't done in quite some time, but continuing to post on YouTube, finding a community out here, and seeing what kind of services, life events, experiences, products, whatever we can trade amongst ourselves. I'm supposed to sew and knit and sell them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw crochet under there. I think they're just talking about the fabric arts in general. But if I need to knit and like pinch needles in a different way, then so be it. Instead of just one singular hook. Sewing scares me. Sewing looks really intimidating. Crocheting is fun. Selling them, that's the part where I'm like, ooh, dog, that's a little tough. Because items are very time consuming when it comes to knitting, crocheting, sewing. And imagine getting paid minimum wage for a 40-hour blanket, plus material costs. It's a very expensive blanket. So we'll see. But that's what a Proverbs woman does. She's sewing and knitting and selling her little fingers away. So she's generous with the needy. So tithing, going out of your way to help someone, asking for $1, but also money aside, just someone who needs like a shoulder to cry on, someone who needs a place to rest their head for the night, someone who just needs some support in general, just being generous, not being selfish, and I think I do a decent job of that, but I should do a better job of getting outside of my comfort zone. I'm much more comfortable throwing money at something than my time, and I want to get more comfortable with my time. Not saying that I'm adverse to it, just more comfortable with one than the other. But anywho, dresses well. Right now, piss poor representation, okay? It's 2 a.m. But I don't even know what dressing well means these days anymore. It's also very hard to dress for my body type without looking like a scandal or a bag of potatoes. It's like the two extremes. But I'm okay with this one. I'm okay with dressing well. It's just, I'm gonna have to abandon a lot of the things in my closet in order to be godly, including the thing I have on right now. As a matter of fact, for the remaining part of this video, because I'm too lazy to get up and get a shirt. But yeah, this just feels like too much of a scandal. Now that I think about it, I shouldn't even have made the past 24 minutes. But we're here, and we're gonna be more modest moving forward and make sure that my clothes are clean and godly in general. Speaks wisely. That one's tough. I am getting into a better habit of asking God to guide my words before I open my mouth, especially for things that I know I don't instinctually or immediately have an appropriate response for. And but the biggest one is when I am hurt. And because I am a very sensitive human being, I am hurt a lot. And just choosing the right time and choosing the right words to express how I'm feeling about certain things. And also keeping myself from situations where I even feel the need to ask God to step in that much for my tongue before I say some reckless stuff. I'm also working on my cussing. That's improving a little. It's improving a little bit, but it's still very much a conscious effort to not cuss every other word and or every other sentence. But the more I'm able to quote scripture, the more I'm able to reference the Bible, the more I'm able to turn to God, the wiser I'm going to be. The more I seek counsel from church and from higher ups in the church, the wiser I'm going to be. The more I read scripture and other Christian literature, the more wisdom I'm going to absorb. So that's going to be one of those like works in progress kind of things. And last but not least, doesn't indulge in idleness. In other words, she's not a lazy lady. All right. She's always up to something. She's too busy being trustworthy and working eagerly and cooking and leading other women and providing for her family and waking up at 4:30 in la mañana and investing her money wisely and being strong and trading with the community and sewing and knitting and being generous and dressing well and speaking wisely and finding ways to do all of this while remaining sane. She's still somehow supposed to go to work, go to the gym, honor God, honor her husband, honor her loved ones, honor the women, honor her kids, honor herself. Go to bed and do it all over again the next day. I want to do that. I just don't know what that looks like realistically. But thanks, guys, for keeping me entertained for a little bit. I'm just not feeling very good in my heart. But after this little powwow, I do feel a little more focused, a little more back on track. Ah, you guys. I have a lot I want to say, but I'm going to refrain for right now. So yeah, if you like this video at all, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, all of that good jazz. Know that I love you with all of my heart, and I will catch you in my next video. Mwah. Mwah.